do it once a month. And that's actually one of the best ways to save on an incremental point. One of the things I was showing my students last night, for example, was using an example of saving $200 a month, right? Every month for 20 years, okay? It's $48,000. Okay, if you invested that like in an S&P index fund for that 20-year period, that $200 a month would be worth about $150,000. $200 a month is less than my cable bill. I tried to get Comcast to lower it, they were not feeling it. But, so think about that. Now, the goal is to buy low and sell high, right? But when is that? Okay, do you know when it's going to be low, when it's going to be high? Right? Have no idea. And what people do, they'll get out because they're worried about losing money, but they don't know when to get back in. So part of it is having a consistent strategy over time that's tied with how much risk you're willing to take, how much time you have, and what the goal is. So for example, saving that $200 a month, let's use that as an example. And you do it every month, maybe the 1st or 15th or whatever, right? So if the market's higher, you're buying less shares with that $200 a month, right? If the market's lower, you're buying more shares. So you're effectively doing it automatically. Many of you are doing it without even realizing it through your retirement plans through work, because it's coming out of your check, or maybe you're contributing on a systematic basis. You're not trying to time the market or pick the stocks. You've developed a portfolio based on your risk or what the representative told you to do, and it just goes in every month. You don't even think about it. And one of the best ways to do that is that process, because you don't worry about the market, you don't get emotional about it. You just treat it as a bill. Like every month I know $350 is going to come out every single month from my daughter's college account. Every month, okay? It's a bill. I don't think about it. It's done. I don't know what the market's doing. I just always hope that on the 16th that the market's down that day, since that was the weekend, it was yesterday, it was a holiday, right? So, but over time, that's going to build a lot of wealth. And the mistake a lot of people make is they don't want to do that. They want to speculate. They want to gamble, right? And that's not, and yeah, you might get lucky. And you know what? If you want to do that, that's okay. But it's got to be money that you can afford to lose, right? So one of the things we were talking about was risk tolerance. And I'll close with this and then give it 2 minutes for questions, because I know we have to wrap things up. Is when you think about risk tolerance, there's the willingness to assume risk and the ability to assume risk. You need to have both. So let's say you have a lot of money, but you're not willing to take any risk. Well, then don't, okay? Because you might be able to do it, but if you're not willing to do it, what's going to happen when there's a correction or an event? And there always is something, right? Always. In the financial crisis, we had COVID, we had 9/11, we had the Iraq War, we had the Asian flu. There's always going to be something, right? When COVID hit and the market went down, out of all my clients, 2 of them reached out to me. Some other ones I reached out to them just in case. And you know, most of them said, I kind of have them trained at this point. It's like, yeah, we know. Leave it in, we're fine. We've seen this movie before, we don't care, right? So you have to be comfortable with that.